Do you want something that's going to really reduce your risk by going with a gigantic system? Or do you want to be part of a pioneer group that starts with an emerging brand and grows with it?
If you're an emerging franchise founder, you already know this. The jump from 10 to 100 units is where most brands stall out. Not because the concept isn't strong, but because the founder is drowning in chaos. I'm Guy Coffey, franchisor, franchisee, and growth strategist. I've been where you are, and I know what it takes to build a brand that scales without burning out, selling out, or losing control. That's why I created the Franchise Scale Up Show. Every week, I'll share the playbooks, the red flags, and the mindset shifts to separate the brands that stall from the ones that scale. So if you're serious about protecting your vision and multiplying your brand, hit subscribe right now. This is the Franchise Scale Up Show. I'm Guy Coffey. Let's get to work.
My wife and I bought our first franchise in December of 2006. So we're a little bit shy of 20 years on being in the franchise industry. And we've been in the fitness industry. We've been in the beauty industry. Stephanie was the president of Waxing the City for a while. We started our own beauty brand in 2012 and sold it in 2023. And during that time, we've seen a lot of success in franchising, successful franchises, people changing their lives through franchising. We've seen some challenges with both systems and people operating systems, and the best that you can see in people and the worst that you can see in people. And we have seen a lot in franchising. So we get asked a lot about, if you were going to do a franchise, if I'm going to leave the corporate world or whatever the case may be, that someone's leaving, which franchise would you buy? And that's what this is about. So it's the old answer, depends on who you are, what you're interested in, and what you're trying to get out of a franchise, whether it's the financial rewards, the community involvement, the growing a business, being an industry that you like, being around the people that are attracted to that industry or the clients of that industry, or maybe it's your expertise that drives you towards a certain sector of the franchise industry. So it really does depend. And it does help to have a professional guide you through that process. Someone that's going to take the time to get to know you, what you say you want, what you really want. They're going to have a wide variety of opportunities for you to look at, because I believe that it's a process of elimination. You should really look at a lot of different opportunities, and it's an iterative process. If you buy the first one that you look at, may not be your best choice. So this is about finding the right fit for you, and professional help can do that. I don't do that. I'm not trying to sell you anything that I have for sale. But there are really good professionals out there that can help you narrow it down. I'll just share what originally attracted us to Anytime Fitness. We've been in the system for almost 20 years. It has changed our lives. It's not just in terms of monetary. There's people making way more money in Anytime Fitness than we did, but also in terms of the people you hang with, the people that you call colleagues, the learnings along the way, the journey of going from something that had about 100 units when we joined it to being part of a group that has clubs in 35 countries. The last I checked, on 7 continents, and the journeys that each individual owner, as well as the founders and the original corporate people, have gone through on that way. So what originally got me interested in that was fitness. I have been into fitness since I was a teenager. It was always of something of interest to me. And I got into it because I started selling health clubs, independent clubs, and saw a little ad in the paper because I was diving into the industry journals, and saw a little article on this little startup in Minnesota called Anytime Fitness. And it was so small that when we went there to meet, we actually met with Chuck Runyon, one of the founders. if anybody has met Chuck, you pretty much walk away liking Chuck. He's a great person, fantastic salesman, and someone that really believes in entrepreneurship, what they were selling, and taking risks and working hard and playing hard. And that was really attractive to Stephanie and I and our business partners, Jennifer and Dan. So that's how we got into Anytime Fitness. And to be honest, we feel really blessed and lucky that we found this system. It was the first one that we looked at, so I'm not following my own advice in hindsight, but we got really lucky. And now I think it's also much easier to find more information out on more systems and do comparisons than it was back then. So fitness in general, so the industry interested me. It being a small system really interested me. And the opportunity to grow within that system was of high interest to me. And it's worked out well. So when you're looking at things, look at that. Do you want something that's going to really reduce your risk by going with a gigantic system? Or do you want to be part of a pioneer group that starts with an emerging brand and grows with it? Also, look at the people you're going to be working with every day, and that's your team and the people that you are your clients, whether that's out in the field servicing homes or businesses or whatever, or events, or is it something brick and mortar where you're going to build something, create a culture and an environment that's going to attract people in? Maybe that's more your comfort zone. And those are really important besides item 19 in the FDD and all the other pertinent information that you definitely do need to look at and check into and compare and make sure everything's looking good and it's going to meet your needs and your goals.
This is a quick break to thank you for listening. Every week, we are getting more and more people listening to the show, and this growth is helping me to improve it and make it even more helpful to you. My intention for this show is to help more people win in business and life. To that end, I have a favor to ask. If you know of an entrepreneur that would benefit, please hit the share button and shoot them a text with the link. Back to the show. Make this a great day.
But there's some of the bigger questions start out just who are you and who do you like being around? A lot. You're going to be working this business 7 days a week, maybe not in it, but it'll be on your mind for the most part. And so those are the bigger questions at the start. And then in the beauty industry, we got into that through Stephanie's involvement with Waxing the City and the wonderful founders that she got to work with there that we're still friends with to this day. And we got into beauty after that because Stephanie has been a beauty services consumer, as has her mom and her grandmothers, for a long time. And so she felt like she knew it from the consumer side of things. And it's a growing industry. Another thing that attracted us in that, particularly in our segment of the beauty industry, which was nails, is frankly, the abuse of the people that are working in that segment of the industry to everything from slight exploitation to blatant and illegal and immoral exploitation. The opportunity to come in, white knight on a white horse or cowboy with the white hat, the white horse phenomenon, coming in to help people out, whatever the correct illustration is, was also appealing to us. And there's still industries like that, industries that need to treat their clients better, industries that need to treat the people in the industry better, industries that need to be cleaned up from the inside or the outside. So that might be a why as well. So I don't know. There's so many different things that can attract you to a particular industry, and that might make that a great fit for you, or it might not make it a great fit for you. I'll just give you an example. I grew up playing hockey. My kids play hockey. I love hockey. I have no desire to work in the hockey world. I think it would just take away from the passion that I have for it. I know some of the perils from talking to people that work in it, from either a coaching or ownership or services in the industry. It's a challenge on many different fronts. And the first thing people will say is like, it's usually the parents, not the kids. But that's just an example of a passion that I have that automatically makes any business in that industry off limits for me, because I don't want it to ruin my passion for the game and being able to play it and contribute to it in other ways. So be careful about that passion play, because it could come back to bite you in the butt. And you don't want that. You don't want something taken away from your passion. So there are professionals out there. If you have an interest, feel free to DM me and I can make some recommendations to you. I have no business affiliation with any franchise consultant. I just happen to know some that are really, really good at what they do. And I also know the ones that I don't think do a good job. And I would never mention their names to you or anything like that. I just wouldn't steer you towards them. If this is a ad for anything, it's not a paid service of mine. It's just an opportunity to be of service to somebody that's looking to get into the industry. And I know this is a bit of a ramble, but I hope it's helped you. And if you'd like to know more, please feel free to reach out to me. Glad to have a quick conversation and point you in the right direction. And I hope this helped.
That wraps up today's episode of the Franchise Scale Up Show. If this gave you a strategy you can put into play, please share it with one founder who needs the help. You might save them months of pain. If you're ready to go deeper, whether it's building your support infrastructure, accelerating territory sales, or preparing for private equity, go to guycoffey.com. That's GUYCOFFEY, and book a free franchise growth strategy call. I only partner with founders who are committed to scaling without losing control. If that's you, I'd love to connect. Until next time, protect your vision, move fast, and scale smart. I'm Guy Coffey. Talk soon.